everybody. I just wanted to check in with everyone before we began our first writing assignment. And also, I thought it would be a really good idea to talk about propaganda again before we got into 1984, specifically because I'm sure you've all seen this. There's a lot of propaganda going around about the coronavirus, and it can be really scary. So I thought it'd be a really good idea to make a video just kind of talking about the propaganda about it. So, before we can talk about the coronavirus in particular and the propaganda surrounding it, we need to have a discussion again about what propaganda is. Now, a few weeks ago, we did have a discussion in class about what we thought the definition of propaganda was, and we wrote some definitions on the whiteboards and we put them all up on the front whiteboard. And then we also talked about the different types of propaganda, like the rhetorical strategies. Remember ethos, pathos, and logos? We talked about those. Those are also being used when we talk about the coronavirus propaganda. So, like we said, propaganda is an attempt to influence your way of thinking surrounding a specific topic. So, we discussed how propaganda is typically used in political jargon. We've seen like the Mike Bloomberg ads. We talked about how it's in education with topics like Christopher Columbus or the Emancipation Proclamation, but it's also being used when we have discussions about like the coronavirus and different pandemics. So today I thought it would be a really good idea to actually put up some of these images and things that we're seeing all over the news and all over social media and really just sit down and talk about what they are and what they're doing. So first of all, you might have seen this image. On Facebook. I know I have, from several people. And it basically says that if you have the coronavirus and you start to feel your throat get scratchy, you can drink a ton of water or gargle with salt water or whatever, and the coronavirus will be flushed into your stomach and it will go away because it will be eaten by your stomach acid. First of all, we need to talk about the ethos, pathos, and logos of this statement. When we look at the image itself, we see that it looks very scientific. The colors that they're using, the image of the person with their throat, and like the molecule looking things, those are all specifically chosen to make it look more credible to you, because if the image looks like it's very scientific, you're more likely to believe it. However, when we see these images and we see these statements, the first thing we need to think is this real? Does this sound legit? And if you've ever had the flu before or any other type of virus, have you ever been able to flush it into your stomach using water? Does that even work? No, that's not how viruses work. So don't go out and drink a gallon of water and then think you can go and hang out at a restaurant or a party with a bunch of people. That's not how viruses work. It's not going to flush the virus into your stomach. You're still going to have the virus, right? I've also been seeing this image or statement all over social media, which basically says that if you drink or spray chlorine or bleach all over you, you can get rid of the virus. I'm begging you, do not do this. This does not work like this, okay? If you have come in contact with somebody who has the virus, wash your clothes and wash your hands, okay? Have you ever been able to rub bleach or alcohol all over you when you had a virus of a different type? No. So why would it work with this one, okay? When we see propaganda like this, we need to make sure that we're thinking, okay, this is a virus. It might be a new virus, but it's still a virus. Do viruses act like this? Have you ever had a virus where the doctor said, you know what you need to do? You need to go home and you need to rub alcohol all over your face. You ever had a virus like that? No. So why would this one be any different? I've also seen this statement that you only need to be around somebody with the virus for 10 minutes for it to affect you. Come on, guys. We need to use our critical thinking when we see things like this. 10 minutes? Why? That's such an arbitrary time. When you see statements like this, like, oh, you only need to be around somebody like this long for it to happen, or oh, well, as long as you were not in contact with them for more than 3 seconds, you're fine. We need to make sure that we have a critical eye and we engage our critical thinking skills. Is this how viruses work? Typically, no. If you come in contact with somebody who has a virus, any virus, and they get something on you, like maybe they're talking or laughing or they sneeze or whatever, you can get the virus. It doesn't have to be 10 minutes length of time for you to get it. You can just get it because you were near them and because they got their crap all over you. Propaganda. The last one that I want to talk about is this one. When we see images like this or statements saying, oh, well, anything from China, or you can't go eat at a Chinese restaurant, or you can't go shop at a Chinese supermarket, we need to realize that that is actually subtle racism, because the packages from China, they've gone through so many different hands. They have so many different things. And we know that the virus doesn't last on things for more than a couple days. And how long did it take you to get that item from Wish? A couple weeks, right? Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay? Things like this are specifically put out there to pass the blame on from things that we can't control, which is that like we could be getting the virus from other people, and putting that on somebody else. And the somebody else right now is definitely people who are Chinese, because it's easy, because oh well, it started in Wuhan. Well, that doesn't mean that they're to blame for it. It just means that that's where it started. It could have started anywhere. Go eat at your Chinese restaurant, or I guess you can't right now, but go get delivery from your Chinese restaurant. Chinese is good. Stop not eating Chinese, okay? And go shop at your Chinese restaurant or the supermarket. They have a lot of good stuff there. It's not gonna kill you, and you're not gonna get the coronavirus just from being in those places, okay? This type of propaganda is used very, very, very much to place blame on people who should not have the blame. We need to be careful about it. So I think the next step that we need to talk about is, what do you do when you encounter images like that or encounter people who are spreading misinformation? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to step back and you need to say, okay, does this sound real? Does this sound like something that could be legit? If you think it is, or even if you think it isn't, look it up, Google it. There's a lot of resources out there that can help you to determine if something is credible or not. Look at the World Health Organization website, or even Ohio has a specific coronavirus website. These established websites from these established people, these established organizations, are going to be the ones that have the best and most credible information. You should really only be taking any kind of information from these websites who have knowledgeable resources and knowledgeable people working on the websites, okay? People are going to attempt to spread all of this kind of stuff because they're afraid and they're scared. And I get it, we all are, but the more misinformation that's out there, the worse this kind of stuff is going to be. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to just do your own research and make sure that the resources that you're looking at are credible. So as we get back into the book of 1984, I think we're going to see a lot of similarities between the propaganda that's being used in the book and the propaganda that we are starting to see more and more as this virus continues to affect our lives. I think it's going to provide a lot of really great opportunities for some awesome conversations about propaganda, and I don't know, let's see where we go. Don't forget that you do have a writing assignment due tonight at 11:59, and make sure that you're keeping up on all of your reading. As I said before, I will be posting videos the day after the assignment's due to make sure that you have attempted to do the reading and the assignment. So you won't be able to do Tuesday's assignment on Wednesday after you've seen my video. And I'm doing that on purpose because I want to make sure that you guys are actually attempting to do the reading. But if you do need any help or understanding of, like a better understanding of the book, I will be making videos to help you out. But I want to see that you actually tried. So you're going to have to do the assignment on the day that it's due. And then if you have no idea what's going on still, it doesn't matter. As long as I see that you attempted the assignment, you're going to get credit for it. So don't worry about it. Okay? And lastly, there is going to be a lot of stress and a lot of change that is going to be happening within the next couple of weeks. So if you need any support, please reach out to me, reach out to Miss Bailey, or reach out to each other and help each other out. Also, help out your parents, help out your neighbors. If you have elderly grandparents or anybody around you, maybe cook them a meal, maybe just kind of help them out. And if you need me, I'm here.